You should keep eating because it'll make your boobs bigger, actually. Hello, everyone. Yes, everything you've heard about me is true. I am the QUORA EXPLORA, and today I'm going to be reading from a little known place as QUORA. Now, QUORA is a place where people ask questions all the time, and people give answers. Fucking crazy, I know, right? And in today's QUORA EXPLORA video topic, we will be exploring the worst dates people have been on. Let me tell you, I've also been on some horrible dates before, and they weren't my fault, honestly, trust me. And I'd love to explore this magical place with you all. So why don't we get right into it, huh? And today's first worst date comes from a fella who I will not name, but this story is quite something. I just read the little TLDR, and this is quite intriguing. So, let's get into it, baby. The original question was, what's the scariest thing to happen to you on a date? Too long didn't read. I once dated a drug dealer's daughter with a hitman on her tail. So some summer of which I can't remember the year, I was bored out of my life walking through a club when a girl that resembled my ex-girlfriend Alejandra grabs me by my shirt's neck and says, "Let's have a drink." Alright, now that's a strong start right there. Liking the attitude, we walked through the jumbled mass of people on the dance floor to the bar where she actually brought the drinks herself. Thing that surprised me lots. See, that's something already suspicious when a girl walks up to you and says she'll buy the drinks. Okay, I smell a trouble brewing. Still mesmerized by her resemblance to my ex, they looked like sisters. I stood on the bar downing the drinks that she generously provided while she continued her monologue. Dude, this guy with his fucking ex. What the heck is wrong with this girl? I thought. Bored and on a dry spell those days, I patiently listened. I have this and this and this other thing, she said. Clearly wasn't listening. She was talking about seemingly disconnected topics. The overarching message was, I have lots of money and I don't know what to do. At the moment, I was still trying to figure out what the hell was happening. Couldn't shake off how much she resembled my ex. Even the voice was similar. Fuck, bro, like maybe it was your ex or something. Like, what are you talking about, dude? This guy with his ex. Some friend showed up offering a drink and I asked him if he knew her. He shrugged. The girl continued with her monologue. After her patrimonial display, she went on how she missed her daddy, who had been shot in an accident recently. Creepiness red flags started popping up everywhere. I was already feeling uncomfortable and she seemed quite vulnerable. I got her a cab and sent her back her way, not before she urged me to go on a date next day. Sure, I said, and closed the door. As I was going back in the bus to my place, I stumbled upon one of my cousins. This guy must know fucking everybody in this city. Like, what? The more I'm reading it, this more feels like a little made-up story. Hey, Nano, I met this girl and she kept on talking about this and this, I was saying while trying to convey the weird emotion as best as possible. Dude, remember any details? What if you get in trouble? Take some notes, he said. What if you get in trouble? What are you talking about? The girl was just talking about stories. How can you get in trouble with that? Also, take some notes? Dude clearly was not listening.
She resembled my ex.
Still a bit shocked? I did not have to inquire for any details, as she very profusely provided them. These were the days before any reliable smartphones or 4G internet in Argentina, so I had to wait until I was home to Google food the shit out of what I heard. Oh boy, when I found out what I was looking for. Her dad was killed over drug-related matters and was apparently quite the rising star in the Rio Negro cocaine trade. The killer hadn't been caught yet and everything was very sketchy. It was not a professional, but a partner in crime. Eureka! Now I knew where all the wealth came from. The disparate clues that were all over those articles pointed out that she might be the next target and that drug money had not been properly distributed. I can't remember correctly, but she was reportedly missing too. We agreed to meet the next day as she would ping me where to go. I was definitely not very comfortable about the whole deal, but I still said yes. Okay, dude, so you read the whole thing about her being hunted too, apparently, by a hitman, and you clearly didn't feel comfortable about it, but you still said yes. I think this guy might be a fucking idiot. She never called me and I never saw her again. Neither did my friends who worked at the place she was hanging out. Her phone was not responding. She was gone. Okay, so if this story is fucking real, this guy dodged the fucking bullet. To be honest, this one sounded like fan fiction. Yeah, okay, buddy. You know everyone in Argentina, right? Fucking, you got a cousin there, you got a friend there. Nobody knew something about her, so you Googled her, but you don't really name any details. I mean, what the fuck does it matter? She's gone. I mean, I think the hitman might have got her. That story didn't even have any comments, so I think it's bullshit. But hey, it's Quora. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? So the next question is, what's the scariest date you've ever been on? And this is the answer. It was a blind double date with my roommate's girlfriend and a friend she was bringing to meet me. The girls met us at our apartment and we split a bottle of wine before cabbing to a nightclub they wanted to visit. Inside the club, the girls immediately made for the bar and started slamming back triple zombies. Over the span of the following hour, they got steadily more and more inebriated while my roommate and I fumed. By the time Buddy's girlfriend retired to the washroom to vomit, we had agreed that the date was over and we just wanted to go home. Like, listen, I understand it's infuriating when you go to a club with someone and they just get like shit-faced and you don't do nothing. I mean, like, I can understand that. But, I mean, did you at least have fun? Did you guys just stay at the fucking bar and drink? My roommate tried to exorcise his girlfriend from the washroom and get her home. On my own, with the other girl, she started pulling fire alarms in the club, which got us kicked out. What the fuck? Out on the street, she started walking and I kept her company, suggesting that I get her into a cab to get her home. She collapsed on a storefront step, crying that no one loved her. A minute later, she jumped up and started throwing bricks through the shop window. Are you sure she just like drank alcohol or something? Cause what the fuck? That ain't normal at all, friend. When I tried to stop her, she ran diagonally across the busy intersection screaming, "Someone help me, I'm being chased!" Several cars full of well-intentioned dudes at multiple points around the intersection saw me, a big bald guy who radiates fascist, in a 5-foot radius chasing this pretty, petite girl. As a dozen angry guys converged on me, I saw her dive headfirst into a passing cab's passenger window, and it took off, her legs still sticking out of the window. The guys weren't interested in believing my story, and I took some thumps in general principle before hightailing it. 3 days later, I got a message related to me via my roommate's girlfriend. Do I have her shoes? No, I did not have her shoes. Clearly, this girl has mental issues, because who the fuck like pulls every single fire alarm in a club? And listen, good on this guy for like trying to send her home, because apparently she's very shit-faced. But her having like a mental breakdown, breaking like shop windows with bricks? Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with this person? I don't know. This girl needs to go sober up in a prison cell or something. Well, something tells me she might be like bipolar or something, but maybe that's like what alcohol does to some people. Listen, I've gotten drunk before and I've never gone like this fucking crazy. Like whenever I drink, I just like, I'm still me, but just drunk. Also, the supposed like dozen guys that stopped, I'm like trying to imagine this whole scenario. Like, let's say I'm like one of the guys that's just like driving, you know. If a girl was like running and she jumped headfirst into a cab and a big bald guy was chasing her, I mean, obviously I would think something is up, but I don't know. I would have just like asked more questions. Rapists, pedophiles, and all those fucking freaks, like line them up against the wall and just, but that's just me. Or this guy is fucking lying and he actually did something that made her want to fucking run into an intersection. But anyways, that's a crazy night. On to the next one. So the next question is, what's the most pathetic date you've ever been on? And here's the answer. When I was stationed at Nelly's AFP in Las Vegas, I went out with a coworker who asked me to go furniture shopping with him because he wanted a woman's opinion with decorating his new place. He said that for taking the time to go shopping with him, he wanted to buy me dinner. Listen, I don't know why I'm making her sound like she's Dracula, but hey, don't ask. Don't ask why I'm making a sound. I met him at his place and he drove us to the furniture store. He asked for opinion on different pieces of furniture, and if I liked anything, he would examine it thoroughly and then tell me everything that was wrong with it and why I was wrong to like it. What the fuck? Okay. 2 hours later, we left the store without buying so much as a lamp. Why bring someone to a furniture store just to be like, yeah, what the fuck, you're wrong. Why would you even like that? What the fuck, dude? And this is apparently like a first date too. Now listen, I feel like something is wrong with this fella. He stopped by Kentucky Fried Chicken and bought us a bucket of chicken. He then drove us back to his house. We ate the KFC at his kitchen counter. He had no table or chairs. And then he announced it was time for us to go to bed. More accurately, to mattress on the floor since he had no bed. Okay, first of all, the audacity, right? So I'm imagining this like taking a girl to a little furniture store and then dissing everything she's saying, like her opinion doesn't matter at all, you know what I mean? And then going out for a bucket of chicken and then being like, all right, let's go hit the mattress now. This fucking guy, huh? I picked up my purse and headed for the door. He was insulted and disappointed that we weren't going to end that fantastic evening with coitus. Worst part? I had to look at this moron every day at work for the next 5 years. Jesus Christ, for the next 5 years? Imagine. Oh, just imagine. And I bet you he felt like he was in the right the entire time.
How the fuck did she have the audacity to not sleep with me after I fucking insulted her and took her to KFC? What the fuck is this bitch right?
Probably what the guy thinks. That does sound like a really pathetic date, to be honest. Hey, I'ma take her to KFC. It's gonna be finger licking good, and then later in bed it's gonna be finger licking good. Now this next little story is part of the same question, so let's get into it. My former coworker asked me out on a date once and we went to a Korean restaurant. It was the worst date ever. He made many gaffes. One, as soon as we sat down, the first thing he asked me was, so why are your teeth so yellow? Smooth. Fucking smooth. I felt a little uncomfortable as I was a little insecure about it, but I threw an answer together about how they were my natural shade of teeth. I simply brushed it off. What if her teeth were actually like piss yellow and shit? I think she didn't brush anything off. Oh yeah, they're just my natural shade of teeth. Now that's a power move. Asking your date why her teeth are so yellow? Ooh, fucking smooth, buddy.
2.
He ordered a plethora of food and the servers continued bringing it. There was no way I could eat all of it. I barely ate a quarter and then told him that the food is delicious, but I really don't think I'll be able to finish all of it. He then decided to tell me that
You should keep eating so that your boobs will get bigger.
I didn't visibly express it, but I was shocked. I could not believe that I had just heard that on a date. By this point, I felt a little uncomfortable. What the fuck? Where did this guy come from? Oh, the food is delicious, but I don't think I will be able to eat all of it. I mean, you should keep eating because it'll make your boobs bigger, actually. At that point, you felt a little uncomfortable? Well, I mean, you already felt a little uncomfortable by the teeth lines. What's the point of like continuing the date? Just fucking leave. Like someone just like that's just disrespectful as fuck. As we were eating, some strange man came up to my dad and patted him on the back. They began conversing in Mandarin Chinese, and I obviously could not understand. My date informed me that the man had just paid our tab. Extremely confused, I looked at my date inquisitively and asked him who that man was. He simply responded with an,
It's best you don't know.
I didn't know how to respond, but I just felt like this woman in the picture. 4. He was throwing himself at me the entire date. He originated from an extremely wealthy family. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Usually people who are like born from extremely wealthy families, yeah, they don't really have them social skills needed because, you know, they live in a fucking mansion or something. His father was a powerful business owner with businesses in several different countries. In fact, my date had received a brand new Mercedes-Benz and iPhone X the week before. He received both of those things in the same week. He directly offered to be my sugar daddy. He was my age. And implied that he would shower me with gifts if I entered into a relationship with him. I thought to myself, I would rather live on a budget than be in golden handcuffs. Now listen, I understand some people might be down bad for money. Now listen, some people might be down bad for some money, right? But hey, you don't have to fucking never stoop so low to be with a prick. You'll hate your life. And 5, he chewed with his mouth open the whole time. Needless to say, I did not go on a second date with him. Gee, I wonder why. I don't know, by those standards, I think she missed a catch right there. That guy was a gentleman through and through. Honestly, if I was in her place, I would have gotten out of there by the fucking first question. Hey, so why are your teeth so yellow? No thanks. My reaction to that would have been, bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Now on to the last story, under the same question. What's the most pathetic date you've ever been on? Here's a twist.
I was her worst date. Whoa, actually fucking interesting. Like someone with a pathetic date story. Who was the pathetic date? Well, let's see where this goes, huh? When I was 17, I finally got the nerve to ask out a girl from my class. Jessica was a popular volleyball and basketball player. Very pretty. We could have gone to a movie, bowling, or something ordinary, but I tried to make it interesting. I think that is why she said yes to the quiet, shy guy. Hey, why don't we just go to like the woods or something with no cell reception and just, get to know each other real good, where no one can hear your screams. My plan was to take a snowmobiling up and around Mount Cypress near my house. Just the two of us. What could go wrong? Man, I was just fucking around. I didn't think he would actually take her to the mountains or something. It was another amazingly beautiful, sunny day near Aspen, Colorado. Here's where we went. Once her dad dropped her off, the two of us jumped in my truck and headed towards the mountain, snowmobile in tow. Now, when some people get nervous, they talk too much. That definitely is not me. And I get quiet. Like really quiet. Plus, this wasn't just our first date. It was my first date ever. Now you know why I chose snowmobiling. The loud engine. Okay, so you don't have to, talk to your date. Alright, what about getting to know her or something, We unloaded the truck and hit the trail. I can't believe my luck. The girl I had a secret crush on had her arms wrapped around me and was grinning from ear to ear. Best idea ever. Until it wasn't. About 5 miles off, I was showing off. Went off the trail into deep powder and got us stuck. Not just a little stuck. It was digging, lifting, and cussing for an hour kind of stuck. I wasn't prepared for this. This wasn't the first kiss by Thomas Lake that I imagined. This was taking a girl miles into the wilderness by ourselves and then telling her we have to walk out, with the sun going down soon, and no one being able to hear you scream. Luckily, there are no wolves in the wild in Colorado. Except for the lone wolf. It took us nearly 2 hours of walking to get back to the truck. Most of that time spent in silence. I couldn't think of anything to say besides, I'm really sorry. After that, I didn't have the courage to ask her out again, but I learned a lesson. Looking back, what I learned that day had nothing to do with snowmobiles. I learned that it doesn't matter if everything goes wrong. It only matters how you react to it. That's a good lesson to learn. Because whenever shit gets fucked up, don't get pissed off. Don't get, fucking in your head or just, stay silent like a serial killer. You could, use that time to get to know each other more and then have, a funny story to tell afterwards. Challenges can bring us closer if we handle them well. Who knows? That could have been a How I Met Your Mother story if I had laughed it off and taken that time to get to know her. But still, her worst date ever. Okay, the lesson learned here was beautiful, alright? You should have talked, I feel like she might have just been a little scared too, with the silent guy just being like, oh, fuck, fucking shit, goddamn this stupid fucking snowmobile. Anyways, that is the end of today's episode. Well, this has been the first episode of QUORA EXPLORA. We had some non-believable stories and we had some crazy stories. We also had some what the fuck stories. But all in all, I hope we had a grand old time today.
It's so pretty.
If you enjoyed this freaking video, then why don't you leave a little like? If you have any experience with some horrible dates or some funny date stories, hey, why don't you write them in the comments and it'll be fun to read. And hey, maybe I'll make a video on that, huh? But that is it for today. I'm new to making this type of fucking shit, alright? But it was pretty fun to do. So if you hated it, hit the fucking dislike button. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you really liked it, fucking hit that subscribe button too. But otherwise, have a blessed day. And bye-bye.